Chess YouTube, welcome back. Now, take a really good look at this position. Does anything seem unusual to you? Maybe, I don't know, a missing queen on D1. Magnus Carlsen just played his wife, who goes by ellabellabangbang. You can't make this up. So Magnus Carlsen versus ellabellabangbang. Magnus here playing with no queen. This just happened literally yesterday on November 24th, 2025. You probably have not seen this game. Let's see if Magnus Carlsen's wife can go toe-to-toe with Magnus when Magnus does not have a queen. And of course, Magnus, you're being rated 3,300 ELO on chess.com. And ellabellabangbang, 705 ELO. Let's see what happens. All right, Magnus here. In this game, playing as white opens 1 G3, which looks logical. Black E5, so far so good. And we have bishop G2, D5, and both sides do have about 3 minutes to make all their moves. So there is some time pressure here. That could be a factor in this game. So far, ellabellabangbang playing very classical chess, learning from her husband. Very, very solid stuff. Hard to argue with that. And now we have knight F3 and knight C6 defending E5. All right, ellabellabangbang playing some pretty good chess so far. Magnus here, castles, black, bishop D6. Kind of an unusual looking move after all, developing the bishop before the knight. But overall, not a bad move at all per se. From here, Magnus C4. Okay, going for a traditional flank opening, ready opening, red eye opening sort of idea. And the idea being, of course, that black takes the pawn on C4. White can always recapture with, say, well, not queen C2. There is no queen, but perhaps knight to A3 ideas and so on. So, black here. E4 is the move. Pushing back that knight. I like the idea behind that. Pretty solid. Blunting the bishop on the G2 square overall. We have knight to E1. And now, black plays a very committal idea. Plays the move D takes C4. Now, the first nitpicky thing, if black wanted to capture on C4, it's better to have that pawn on E5 instead of E4. The point being, if, for example, D takes right here, there is no way to win back this pawn on E5 right away. Whereas here in the game, after E4, knight E1, D takes, white simply wins the pawn on E4. So already on move 5, move 6, the first little inaccuracies so far, bishop takes, and Magnus here has good chances to win back the pawn on C4 as well, slowly fighting back in the game despite not having the queen on D1. All right, black here, knight F6, developing, very good stuff, pressuring the bishop, Magnus here, bishop G2, and black castles. So overall, ellabellabangbang playing a pretty solid game of chess. She's bringing out all of her minor pieces, she's castling, she's controlling the center with E5, D5, and so on, winning free pawns. It's hard to argue with her play so far in this game. She is learning from Magnus despite only being rated 705. All right, from here, knight C3 develops. Black, bishop E6. And by the way, it's very interesting. Magnus not marrying a chess player. Well, not a high-level chess player per se. Most GMs, they end up marrying, like, professional players. So Magnus here going for a slightly different approach. Let's see how it works out for him in his marriage. All right, Magnus here. He's got to find some way eventually to bring out this bishop, and that is a little bit of a pain, as when you go D3 or B3 or any of those moves, black can capture with that pawn and eliminate the weak pawn on C4. So here, Magnus, D3 is the move. Sooner or later, he's got to do this. If you don't do that, the bishop never comes out, the rook never comes out, and the queen side is just frozen in place. All right, black. Black does not respond. Queen to E7. Bringing out yet another piece, connecting those rooks, completing development. And black here has the most solid of solid development schemes, playing really good chess so far, giving white the option of capturing on C4. The idea being black takes back with the bishop with pressure on the E2 pawn. Queen to E7, a really deep idea for a 705 rated player. Ellabellabangbang. All right, bishop D2 is the move, developing. And black here, so far, has played a mean game of chess. I got to give her props here. So far, very, very solid stuff. But in this position, she makes the first critical mistake of this game. She plays the move here, bishop D5. Now, you don't have to be a very stable chess genius like Magnus Carlsen to know that this move right here does not look right. Ellabellabangbang not doing her CCTOs, not doing her checks, captures, threats, optimizations, or her blunder checks, and missing the idea that white here controls D5 twice, black only once, and therefore white can simply win the piece. Magnus here, knight takes D5, black takes, white takes, and suddenly white here wins a minor piece. He now has the one minor piece versus the queen. Black still, of course, way ahead in this game, way ahead, but starting to fight back, shall we say. All right, from here, ellabellabangbang takes on e2, bang, bang. Now, from white, bishop c3 defends the bishop, and black takes on d3. We have c takes d3, and of course, the pawn being supported by the queen, white cannot take back on d3 yet, and the knight on e1 is still sort of trapped here, not having a whole lot of good squares to go to. From here, Magnus, bishop f3, slides back, hits the queen, solid idea, and black queen to e6 sliding back. So again, ellabellabangbang playing some very solid chess, centralizing the queen, keeping it alive. From here, Magnus knight takes d3, wins the pawn, and white now has the minor piece plus the pawn versus the queen. So Magnus slowly but surely clawing back in this game, not to mention the time control, black having actually exactly 1 more minute left on the clock versus his lower rated wifey opponents. From here, black, rook a d8, centralizing. We have rook f to e1, hits the queen on the e6 square. The queen's got to go somewhere in the game. Queen g6 is chosen, a decent square overall for that queen. All right, bishop e4 hits the queen once again on g6, and black here, black can just go out of the way of the attack. Black can go, for example, queen to g4, queen to h5, queen to h6, queen to... yeah, I'd say those 3 squares probably best. E6 not the best idea. Bishop takes wins the queen. But anyway, 3 solid squares. But instead, ellabellabangbang goes bada-bang f5, gaining space, hitting the bishop, pushing it back. Of course, the pawn is more than defended. You can't take it on f5. So Magnus here, he slides up, bishop d5, check, hits the king slides over, rook king to h8, and now Magnus finds yet another way to further increase the pressure on the black position. Rook to e6, flying up with the rook, hitting the queen, and what is black going to do in response? Keep in mind here, black has just the last few moves. I mean, like right here, black has 1 minute 27 seconds, and in the next, let's see, 3 moves, she burns an entire minute on the clock. 1 minute to make those 3 moves, and here, she's already in a lot of time pressure. 39 seconds left to make all of her moves. It's only 19 moves in, and she's running out of time. All right, ellabellabangbang, king to h8, rook e6 hits the queen, and now ellabellabangbang goes out with a bang, and she plays the rook sack, rook to f6, sacrificing the rook. Shout out to Gotham Chess. All right, this move was not necessary. You could just go queen to h5 once again, attacking on the king side. There's no issue with that whatsoever. Black is totally fine. Instead, going full Gotham Chess, sacrificing the rook, rook to f6, and Magnus here, he takes the rook. Bishop takes, g takes, and now rook a to e1, centralizing, bringing out the last piece into the game. Magnus here, he knows when you want to attack in chess, the #1 rule, bring all of those pieces into the attack ASAP. That's how you attack in chess. All right, ellabellabangbang increases the pressure. A very solid idea, to her credit. Knight e5, centralizing that knight, attacking d3, attacking, more importantly, f3, with a lot of pressure all over the king side here. So, Magnus, how does he respond? Knight to f4 is the response, jumping out of the way of the attack, hitting the queen on the g6 square, and of course, f3 is currently covered by the bishop, not to mention the attack on the queen. But ellabellabangbang here plays a remarkably good move for a 705 rated player. I mean, is this gal hustling the GOAT in this game? I don't know. Let me know below after this move right here if she's hustling her husband, her wife, her husbandy poo. She plays the move here, knight to f3. A remarkably good idea. The point being, yes, white can trade on f3, but ellabellabangbang has a follow-up attack after bishop takes. She plays bishop takes f4. The point being, the pawn on g3 is pinned to the king. I mean, look at that right here. A remarkably clever idea for a 705 rated player, seeing into the future, doing her calculations correctly. Really fabulous stuff. All right, bishop takes. And then white here takes on b7. And now the bishop is still not under attack. The pawn is still pinned on g3 to the king on the g1 square. But in this position, ellabellabangbang, her bishop goes out with a bang, and she sacrifices, yes, the bishop, which I'm giving 2 exclamations for style points right here. It's not really a brilliant move. It's more of a question mark move, but ellabellabangbang sacrificing the bishop. White takes back, h takes, ellabellabangbang, f4. That is the idea. She wants to attack, and keep in mind, she is still up material. And as more and more material comes off the board, her advantage gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and defending is not that easy. If, say, king g2, black can always say trade on g3, rook d2 ideas, and so on, and the attack continues. And black here, I mean, the king is safe. You can always go to h6. Black is still doing very well, as you can see by the engine. In this position, Magnus, the move is bishop to e4, hitting the queen. Of course, if you take on g3, white takes the queen. That is no bueno. So black here has got to find the response, but black having 5 seconds left to make this move right here. She runs out of time. Ellabellabangbang loses on time to the goat. Magnus only spending 59 seconds versus the full 3 minutes of ellabellabangbang. And ellabellabangbang going out with a big bang in this game. What a game between Magnus Carlsen and his wifey poo, ellabellabangbang, in this chess.com custom blitz game where Magnus plays with 3 minutes per side and no queen. No queen, chess YouTube. Magnus can literally win versus his wife with no queen. Remarkable stuff. So comment down below what you think of this game. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you enjoyed the, this lighthearted game here. So comment below what you think. And by the way, this week we are having a Black Friday sale on my new program, my new chess coaching program, DR Mike Chess Pro, where I show you how to gain 200 plus ELO in 90 days, 100% guaranteed. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, you can join the free community, drmikechess.com. It's free for right now, so join there if you'd like to. I have various things there to help you out improve at chess, but the real thing is the launch happening later this week, so stay tuned for that. Now, as always, I do wish you the best of luck in your chess improvement journey in 2025 and beyond, and I'll see you in the next video.